And here I am, once again, at the end of an old year, for the beginning of my 4th channel anniversary. And what an experience it has been. I've been doing this for 4 whole years. My perspective has changed quite a bit. My opinion of the channel altered once again, my direction, not where I thought it would go. I'd actually just finished recording from the heart with no script this exact video to find out that the microphone wasn't working. And that kind of sums up how my life's been going as of late. My equipment is failing me. It's old, it's breaking, and I don't really have the money to easily replace it. And a lot of the things I've put a lot of time and effort into haven't grown into anything worth talking about either. I'm in a rough place, a difficult one, and there's many challenges to come, and there's many challenges I've already been through. The channel has seen its fair share of difficulties as well. But at the end of the previous channel's year, I reflected upon where I am and where I was going, and I realized I wasn't a fan of what happened to the channel. So I decided to do videos purely on what I wanted to see. I started with, I think it was the Sonic R music video. That was just before the last anniversary, and I was very happy with it, despite the fact that it didn't really perform well, because it was about Sonic R. But I cared about it, and today it's grown to a respectable number, which is very nice. The subscriber count has grown immensely as well. Back then, I think we were talking about 1,400 and something subscribers. Well, now 3,033 subscribers. So once again, the channel had seen immense growth from its previous years within 1 year. And I ambitiously stated that this time I would hit 5,000. So I've fallen short of that grandiose estimate, but I think this is still a number to be proud of. And the views of my videos in general have also been far better than they used to be. Where they would tend to perform below 1,000 on average, I think now above 1,000 became the average. Though it did come at a cost. I've had to specialize into just Sonic content, which I've always said was never the intention of the channel. I enjoyed talking about Sonic for sure, but wasn't supposed to be the be-all end-all. And yet, now, we are firmly a Sonic channel. I attempted to do a Halo video near the start of last year, did terribly. And more recently, I attempted to do a video on BCV, an obscure PlayStation game, and it did terribly. And that was the nail. The viewers want Sonic, so Sonic they will have. Though, myself as a creator, that does stifle the creativity somewhat. So I created a second channel where I can put the videos that I would have otherwise had here alongside the Sonic content elsewhere. Unfortunately, the viewership there is abysmal because the channel has no pre-established viewer base, and I'm talking about old games for the most part that people are not searching for. If you're interested, I do encourage you to check out The Mighty Mage, but I understand it may not be for everybody. It probably isn't. This channel went in a very new direction. I focused on Sonic the Hedgehog What If style content, of which before I had only done one. But the reason for this is because it was something independent of other people. I didn't need to rely on news cycles from Sega, or releases of games, or community conversation. I had ideas, and I would put the ideas forward. It was hard though. I had to edit all the images, source the images online, rescale them, get them right, get the backgrounds, write the scripts, do all the voice acting, do all the editing on my own, because this is a one-man army and I have no help. All to do a weekly upload, and sometimes 2 weeks. 2 videos per week, I should say. It was interesting. I believed in the stories I was telling. I believe they got better and better with every episode, and bigger, more ambitious. The first series, the Starfall Tournament, a what if based on Sonic Frontiers before it got revised, has a conclusion. 17 parts all in all, and I'm proud of it. I think it did well. I think it got a story across, and it was a big learning experience. I would then move on to do What If Sonic the Hedgehog Died, and go even further with my ambition, where we would be recounting the tales of the original games under a different circumstance, but I would go a step further and try to establish character bonds, motivations, and world buildings that the games themselves didn't do. So it became an entire writing project that I had to do alongside the usual work. And people were receptive to that. It was enjoyed by many, thankfully. But it wasn't sustainable. I just couldn't keep doing that on my own. It took the whole week when I wasn't at work to make those. And then as soon as the week was done, you've got to do it all over again. You just can't keep going like that. Impossible. So I had to stop. And I know that some of you, maybe many of you, are here because of them and want to see more. But alone, and with the returns that were coming back, I just could not do it. I would do some videos in between the what ifs when I could, talking about things like Evan Stanley's fan comic, or are the Freedom Fighters still a valid inclusion in the Sonic series. These were things that interested me at the time, and or I saw the community were discussing them at large. And some of these did quite well, which was nice to see, and others were rather ignored. My content covering new releases for Sonic as well completely went under the radar, which was a sad surprise for me, if I'm perfectly honest. People weren't that interested in when I was talking about Superstars or anything like that, so I stopped covering such things, and eventually my world just became doing the what ifs day in, day out, go to work, then do the what ifs again. Couldn't keep doing it. Could not keep doing it. And without the other non-Sonic videos to spice it up, it just became too monotonous for me. I've committed since then, at the beginning of 2024, to only do the videos I truly have the energy for, and if I don't have an idea, then we just don't upload something. So the amount of videos coming out has decreased, but hopefully the quality remains high for the viewers now. And with this time, I can do the videos I want to talk about as well on my second channel. But as I've always said, what is art without an audience? If there is no one to see your art and there's no one to give it value, then is it even art anymore? So the sad thing about a lot of my endeavors going unseen is that it feels like it's for nothing. The YouTube shorts are something I only recently started getting into. Well, that's not even true. I made one edited YouTube short, and then beforehand the rest were just small samples of my larger videos. And yet, my highest performing video at 55,000 plus views is a snippet of my Sonic Advance gameplay review that most people haven't seen. They've only seen that small piece with Amy, and it's massively my best performing video, but no one saw the source material that had a lot of effort and soul put into it, and that was discouraging. It was sad. It was sad. And then outside of YouTube, so many of my other projects have burned away and failed or didn't go anywhere. So here I am, looking at the beginning of this year, and I'm running out of options and I'm running out of time. I'm going to try and establish my own game company, hire some people, work on putting out a product. I've got a lot of development time already into such things, and I'm going to be putting a lot of effort into it, and I truly hope and aim for it to do well, but life has already taught me that it doesn't matter how much I hope and aim, sometimes it's just not going to work out, so we'll have to see. As for this channel, as I've said before, we're going to continue with Sonic only over here on the Mighty Emperor, and I will be aiming to only make videos when I have an idea I actually believe in that I can make interesting, rather than making sure a video comes out for the sake of it. And unfortunately, guys, that does mean that the what ifs might not be coming back, because whilst I still actually have a lot of ideas for them, I no longer have the time and especially the energy to do them on my own. It's just not in the ballpark. Still, I know this video might be coming off as a bit sad, But I'm not trying to be sad, I'm just trying to be honest about my current situation, which is not ideal. I've been doing this for 4 years, and it has been a struggle. It has had ups, it has had downs, and I've learned a whole lot doing so. But as time keeps going forward, you really want to start seeing some returns on the time and effort you're putting in, whether it's in a YouTube channel or an independent business, or maybe you're building a relationship with someone. As you keep going forward, if things continue not to go your way, it becomes difficult. But you shouldn't stop, because it's only when you stop, truly, you guarantee failure. And that's hard to live by, but you've got to keep on going. So, standing here 2024, as I look towards the future, I am hoping that my company, my games, can get off the ground and do well. I'm aiming for this channel to continue to do Sonic and to do it well when appropriate, and I will try and express my creativity elsewhere on the Mighty Mage channel for my non-Sonic content. I must thank you for watching this video, and for watching my channel, and for showing an interest. The community aspect of YouTube does feel a bit distant to me now, I'll be honest. A lot of the familiar faces I once knew no longer show up. New people have established themselves, and I recognize them. But it's a different tone now. It's a different tone to when I began. So I can't even predict the future. All I know is that I will continue to try, as I have done. And I suppose this marks the point where I must say farewell. So I hope that your endeavours in life find better success than mine have so far, and that I will see you again on this channel. But until such a time, this is the Mighty Emperor, signing off.